Let's talk about your favorite guard in the class of 2026. Ron Rippey, Deron
Mm.
Rippey Jr. has cut his list to five. He's officially only considering Duke, Miami, NC State, Tennessee, and Texas. This is a consensus five-star point guard, the number 15 ranked player in the class of 2026 per 24/7. But I believe 24/7 is a little lower on Rippey than other services. They're certainly lower on Rippy than you and your services. You feel like Rippy is the top five player in the class. Do I have that correct?
Yep. I think he's top five player. I think he's the best point guard in the class.
Big fan of Ron here as well on my side. This is noteworthy because not only did Deron announce his final five schools, but he also made some cuts, the biggest of which here being Kentucky. Although Louisville, North Carolina, and Syracuse were also cut as he trimmed this list to five. There was a point in time where North Carolina felt they had a real chance here. There was a point in time where Louisville felt they had a real chance here. As little as 48 hours ago, there were, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but there were Kentucky content sites that were posting updates saying that they were hearing Kentucky was putting a full court press on Rippy, pitching him on being PG1 next season, and that there was reignited interest from Rippy's side. Ultimately, that did not bear out to be true. I don't know if it's true or not that Kentucky attempted that, but we now know that Ron Rippey is not listening to any sort of pitch there. Are you surprised that Kentucky and anybody else, Louisville, North Carolina, whoever else, did not make his final five?
I am, to be honest with you. Also, they said they were pitching him as PG1. Where's Jalen Lowe going?
I think they're worried about Lowe.
Ooh, all right, interesting. Yeah, I was surprised. Honestly surprised that both Kelsey and Pope didn't make this list. Given I think two different scenarios here. Kentucky, obviously, there's things, they're trying to kind of get across the finish line with a lot of different recruits here, a lot of different scenarios going on. I think Caleb Holt might be going elsewhere. They want to get Christian Collins. It's looking like they might get him. Tyron Stokes, you never really know. Um, I think they could definitely use a player like Ron, obviously. And then as far as Louisville too, like, damn, all this PG1 talk or sorry, PGU talk and Michael Brown's looking great. I thought that'd be very enticing to someone like Ron. But yeah, I don't know. As far as like Kentucky recruiting, I don't know, I equate it to this. Eventually you want to see one go in the hoop. Like just one. And to not even make the final five for him just seems like gives you a little yucky feeling.
It's really bad timing in a variety of ways because as the public narrative on Pope's press conferences sours a little bit, he's basically striking out everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the latest updates, even with the targets you thought you were getting, aren't great, right? Like Stokes has gone from we lead, a commitment could come this week to, well, I wouldn't call anyone the leader. Kansas is still lurking.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Caleb Holt, again, a week ago, it felt like Caleb Holt might commit to Kentucky. Now there's a decommit at Alabama, and everyone thinks it's connected to Caleb Holt, possibly filling the gap of the guy that's leaving the Alabama class. So Christian Collins is like the one that's sitting there that's like Mark Pope's going to get one. But Christian Collins is not necessarily the biggest name here. And even that is like, we're waiting. Why hasn't it been announced yet? I thought we were going to announce that. So yeah, vibes all around are bad. This isn't about Kentucky. This is about Rippy, but it's a big miss. Rippy would have been great. He's exactly what Kentucky needs. And I think in general, it's very fair to point fingers at Mark Pope and be like, he doesn't know what he's doing on the recruiting trail right now. I'm confused also, though, why Rippy didn't have a couple of these schools. Like Louisville should have made the Final Five. Perfect system for him. I don't know why they didn't, other than I think I know where he's going.
Will Wade and them.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's my read on it. I think he's just going to go to NC State.
yeah, he's a North Carolina kid, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Damn, Hubert. But Yeah, it's looking like that, but I don't know. It's at the same time, like in a perfect world, you would think that if it came down to recruits, Mark Pope in Kentucky would be able to get their guy over NC State and Will Wade. With all due respect to Will Wade, I know he's a really good recruiter. I'm not saying that's like, they're not losing a recruit to like not to throw a school under the bus, but like, I don't know, a Florida State or something like that. But I don't know, something about if you make them a priority, you would hope that Kentucky and Mark Pope can get it across the finish line going head to head with Will Wade and NC State.
Yeah, I mean, look, hard to cut it any other way than this, even if he knows where he's going already. And even if this is just kind of like, yeah, who cares? Cut the list, whatever. Who cares who's on it? This is still Rick Barnes, Will Wade, Jay Lucas, Sean Miller, and your Kentucky. This isn't even like the biggest blue bloodiest recruitment ever.
Right.
It's just like it's an elite player with a weird list. And if you're Kentucky, you're supposed to be able to win against a weird list. So,
Facts.
and I would put the same criticism on Kelsey for what it's worth. Like this felt like one he could have won and didn't. So
Right. But at the same time, it softens it with Kelsey because I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't soften it, but like he got Michael.
he did get Michael. How long is Michael going to last?
True, but it lasts for now. All I'm saying is Pope had this great recruiting class, and both of them are coming off the bench, and one of them was unplayable in your best game. And also, I has Mark Pope got a recruit that's not from the state of Kentucky yet?
I feel like we're going to be sitting here in December of 2026 being like, but Michael. No?
I mean,
Like
yes,
he got Michael. That's really cool.
yeah, but you definitely got to get another one, I will say. But all I'm saying is, all I want to see is Mark Pope get a recruit outside the state of Kentucky, and it's that feels harsh because I don't care what state they're from, just get elite recruits. But it would be like Christian Collins would be a great get. He was able to get a guy top five in the class that just doesn't have an affiliation with the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, from California.
Yeah, that's good.
That'd be
Get
good.
him though. Because this is like for real, like what like this is how many of the recruits have we talked about with Kentucky this summer? They were talking about Tyron Stokes committing during Midnight Madness. Instead, he
Yeah.
was getting in squabbles between geometry and I don't know, fucking geology or something. Like I don't understand like when are you gonna close?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're getting Christian Collins, but this would not be the first time this cycle that Kentucky sources have told us they're getting a player they're not. So
Do we know who else is on Christian Collins' list?
UCLA and USC, the hometown teams.
And I wouldn't get too comfy.
I'd be comfy. They're going to get Christian Collins.
I've heard that
I
four
know.
times.
I know. I hear you. So we both think it's NC State for Rippy. Who's the biggest threat? Got to be Duke, right?
Yeah, I would say. But also weird list, NC State on list, he Wolfpack.
Rippy just doesn't feel like a Duke guy to me.
I'm sick that Rippy's going to NC State.
Would you rather have Rippy or Josiah Jervis? Because you clowned NC State for not getting Josiah Jervis.
Two different positions.
It is two different positions. That's true. But
I want both.
I don't think they had the moolah for both.
I want both.
I don't think they had the moolah for both.
They're poor.
NC State is poor,
Yeah,
and they're about to get Deron Rippey,
that's one recruit.
and the portal class they had last year. I don't think that's the right interpretation here.
What was their portal class? Just Darian and Jiggy.
Darion, who looks like a top five player in the country that they paid to leave Bill Self.
Yeah, outbidding Bill Self nowadays isn't that great.
Okay. Hopefully Kentucky feels that way about Tyron Stokes.
Yeah, Will Wade's got to see me.
I think Will Wade saw you get Josiah and said, I'll take Deron Rippey,
Yeah, listen.
your
Anytime you can
favorite guard in the class.
anytime you can pay for a Darion Williams and a Jiggy and everyone else to gut one out at the crib versus VCU, you just got to do it.
Who's your favorite guard in the class?
Josiah Jervis.
Your favorite guard is Deron Rippey. You're well documented in that.
That was before Josiah Jervis was mine.